I got to understand why everybody thinks Stefanski hates the kid.
What you can do, and yesterday you mentioned that you're going to stick with Dillion going forward. When you talk about looking at every single thing, why wouldn't you, just to see if it does anything to the offense, give him an opportunity to go in there and play?
Yeah, obviously my focus is where we are right now, Mary Kay. That's not my focus.
I don't think he likes Shedeur. I still think he likes him. Well, Coach, you guys are getting your ass kicked. You don't put your backups in? That's not my focus right now. Like, I don't think he likes the kid.
Yeah. So I don't give what you said right after the game. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have this meeting on Monday, and shit, maybe he come down, put his foot down, put him in right now. On Wednesday practice, I want Shedeur in there right now.
Do you even want him to play? Knowing that Stefanski has this beef with him, knowing that there's some tension in the front office, are they even going to set him up for success? Or is there a potential that they just set him up for failure?
Oh, man,
when they do?
Yeah, I don't play that game. If you get on the field, get on the field. I don't care what nobody talking about. Get on the field and show how good you really are. Kevin can't control everything. This is God's plan. So you let Shedeur go on there and play, and you want to call some bull crap plays for him and all that. He's a talented player. Yeah. He gonna showcase it.
Right. That's fair. Yeah. That's fair.
You can't hold a strong black man down, baby.
That's right.
Well, now tuned in to the Dark Times channel.
I'm just tired of push Shedeur in, man. They don't seem as interested in putting Shedeur in as we're interested in seeing him.
We were hopeful that he'd be able to move around well enough to suit up on Sunday, but put him through a pregame warm-up, and obviously just didn't feel like he was ready to play.
So he had to deal with a back injury. Well, how you heard it? Well, he's just standing on the sideline, so I could get why his back was tight.
Hold on. How he having back surgery, but he was out there throwing balls in pregame?
So they announce on game day that Shedeur has a quote-unquote back injury, yet he did go out to warm up. They watched him warm up, and they disqualified him because he's got a back injury. I don't trust it for 1 second.
I'm just saying that's what they said.
They said warming up, throwing balls. Look, ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with him. The same way it ain't nothing wrong with J.J. McCarthy. There's nothing wrong with him. This is just a game that they do play. If you understand the game and understand what they will do and what they will report, knowing that there's nothing wrong with you to cover their you-know-what, and get us on the outside to shut up. But listen, I played the game. I understand some of the things that you will do when you don't really want a person to actually be in the game and to contribute. You don't want to look wrong. You don't want to be wrong in the decisions that you've made. Of course you're not going to play him because you know he probably will go in there and succeed. Shedeur Sanders works and operates very well in a chaotic environment.
And so absolutely, no doubt about it. And if you watch Shedeur Sanders work behind that offensive line in Colorado, then you know exactly what Ocho Cinco's talking about, because that line, no offense, that was not a Division I line. That was not a Power 5 football Division I line. Let me go ahead and say that. Now, it's gotten better since then, but you see what Colorado is looking at right now today. You see what Colorado is today. And that's mainly because of Shedeur Sanders. If Shedeur Sanders was there in Colorado right now with that new improved offensive line, Colorado would be a ranked football team today, no doubt about it. That's the impact that Shedeur Sanders had. And so I have no doubt about it that Shedeur Sanders is going to get his opportunity to start within the NFL, but I'm not so sure it's going to be with the Cleveland Browns, because I just found this out. I just found out that Kevin Stefanski has the same agent as every single coach that Dillon Gabriel had. And so that's an insane coincidence that Kevin Stefanski just so happened to jump up and grab Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd round when nobody had him going even in the 5th round. And so now we see the connection. Now we see why Shedeur Sanders isn't getting in the game. Now we see why Dillon Gabriel got every opportunity in OTAs and in training camp to get reps with the first team, even though we were told it was going to be a fair competition. Now we see the real deal. We see why Dillon Gabriel is in there now. We see why Dillon Gabriel is his favorite.
Why is it? There's no competition right now.
Right.
You go to the next man, bro. Any other situation, you play like that for 4 games straight, our defense is this good, our run game is this good.
Miles Garrett has 5 sacks.
Right. Bro, any other quarterback is out of there, bro. So, shit weird, man.
Well, it just shows how much they hate Shedeur. Like, you take, Coach, would you not take the time, let's say you got a quarterback decision coming up, you have a bye week, you have the Jets, you get blown out. Are you going in there and saying Dillon Gabriel is your guy moving forward?
I got to understand why everybody thinks Stefanski hates the kid.
Why is that?
Clear as day.
Because it's clear as day.
I'm asking,
He wouldn't.
This guy's been coach of the year twice, and he wants to win as bad as anybody else. If it was clear and evident to everybody in the building that Shedeur Sanders was better than Dillion Gabriel, better than Bailey Zappi, Shedeur would be playing. I just don't know if it's that clear. Maybe he hasn't done enough.
Well, we don't know.
I know.
Stefanski's been saying Shedeur's doing everything right. He's in there grinding. He's preparing. But Stefanski won't give him a shot.
Fuck practice. Practice is one thing.
Are the players coming out saying we want Shedeur? Has anybody said that? Anybody?
Shit, Miles Garrett
made a statement yesterday.
He might as well said it.
Then yeah, I think they should play Shedeur.
When it comes to Shedeur, like, he gets serious. I see. I was tripping for a little bit, so I said, let me watch his other interviews. And his other interviews about other questions about other players, it don't be like that. And I'm trying to think, okay, so you got a rookie quarterback, right? That everybody keeps talking about. If you don't think the brother's that good, let him go out there and show it. And then they'll shut everybody up. Ain't like y'all going nowhere. The Browns ain't about to play for no real games, no real Super Bowls, no playoffs. But I think he's scared that if Shedeur goes out there and looks good, he might not look like he know what he's doing. Because why you been ain't played this young quarterback?
That's a good point.
Why'd you take the entire season?
This is a really good point, because at this point now, if Stefanski goes out there, like Shady just said, say Shedeur starts balling. Say the Browns start actually winning a couple games. Now, Stefanski, you got to get fired. Because imagine a world where your quarterback is better than you. Imagine a world where your quarterback is more desired than you. The fan base already gravitates towards Shedeur Sanders. The world gravitates towards Shedeur Sanders. Does he have his haters? Absolutely. But jersey sales gravitate towards Shedeur Sanders. There's not a world now where Shedeur can go ball and Kevin Stefanski can continue to be the coach. Because if I'm Shedeur and I start balling, hell nah, I don't want this dude as my coach. Because he didn't believe in me in the first place. And how can Kevin Stefanski now, Shady, try to turn his tune and act like he's a Shedeur supporter? The cat's already out the bag. We know Stefanski's not a Shedeur supporter. So I think Shady's to some degree right. Like, Kevin Stefanski can't afford to play Shedeur because what if Shedeur plays well? And that's the craziest part of it all. If Shedeur plays well, Stefanski, you look dumb. So you better off keeping him on the bench. You better off riding it out with Dillion Gabriel. You better off seeing if Dillion Gabriel can get hot and then seeing what you can do. But it's just a fascinating turn to me. It's a fascinating turn to me, Care Bear.
And so Shady hit the nail right on the head. And this is something that I've been preaching since after the draft. Now, I was hoping that I was wrong, but there's no reason for Kevin Stefanski to want Shedeur Sanders to do well if Dillion Gabriel was his guy. He's the one that jumped up to grab Dillion Gabriel in the third round. And he's already on thin ice. People are already questioning his ability to be able to coach up quarterbacks. And so if Dillion Gabriel fails, if he's a flop, if he's a dud, and he puts in Shedeur Sanders, and Shedeur Sanders on his own, without getting first team reps, or at least a lot of first team reps, no OTAs with the first team, no practice with the first team, he's throwing the equipment managers. And if Shedeur Sanders comes in the game and he lights it up, and you chose not to play him, you chose to play a 40-year-old Joe Flacco, you chose to go with a quarterback in Dillion Gabriel, in which many thought would be a career backup. When you had a first-round talent sitting right there, that's worst case scenario for Kevin Stefanski. And not just for Kevin Stefanski, but for the entire NFL. It would be an indictment on the entire NFL and the whole draft process. So there's a lot of people that have a lot of stake on this one, not just Kevin Stefanski. But those are my thoughts on it. Let's go ahead and keep that conversation going on down below as we usually do. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button for me one time. And as usual, peace and chaos.